Welcome to Kaumudy Global. In a recent event, Bhupender Yadav, the Union Cabinet Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Labour and Employment, has seen speaking about harassment of women and the necessity to speak up against it. He says, India is becoming a more powerful nation in the 21st century, but this potential won't be fully realized if women continue to face harassment or discrimination because of their gender. The workplace is undergoing rapid change. We are witnessing an increase in women's participation in all fields. They are ruling the sports world, lifting weights, smashing badminton rackets, and punching hard in boxing rings. They are even claiming the sky as fighter pilots. Women are sending a message to the world by taking these gestures that they are powerful enough to uplift their nation and many others. Therefore, it is the responsibility of society to make sure that the enormous achievements that women are making are not unnecessarily hampered by obstacles that make it harder for them to succeed. Young, ambitious women claim they don't require special treatment. They only require respect and equality as partners in their homes and as co-workers in their workplaces. The terrible reality of our society is that harassment of women at home and at work is commonplace. Because they are afraid of losing their employment, severing family relationships, or being labeled as troublemakers, many victims prefer to remain silent rather than coming out and denounce their abusers. If women want to go out or simply live happily in their own houses, they are expected to bear harassment in silence. Additionally, many women are taught to endure in quiet by social conditioning. But in India, women have historically assumed leadership roles to uphold not only their own dignity, but also the dignity of their people and their motherland. The time has come to realize that it is not okay to keep quiet about everyday casual sexism in office or life in general. It is not okay to keep quiet when faced with harassment. But it is important to realize we just can't leave the burden of speaking out and fighting harassment and discrimination in all spheres of life purely on women. Men have to engage as allies in fighting harassment as a basic responsibility of a human being. There has to be an enabling environment for women to be able to live, work, and just be themselves as human. The realization of that enabling environment is everyone's responsibility. We all have a responsibility to fight the struggle, not just the harassed women. Organizations that support a workplace environment where harassment of female employees is commonplace must be held accountable. Human resources policy must be created in a way that does not imply to women that experiencing harassment is standard fare. The Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao initiative is crucial, according to the Narendra Modi administration, for India to become a true global power. The Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code 2020 includes rules to guarantee that women are entitled to all types of work and can work even night shifts in order to ensure that they receive equality and equity. The government and the organization in question must take responsibility for the safety of the women who choose to work at night and must obtain the women's consent before hiring them. The Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, that is Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013, was passed by the Indian government with the intention of providing women with a safe and secure working environment, regardless of their employment level. The Act casts an obligation upon every employer and organization, whether in private or public sector, employing 10 or more persons, to constitute an internal committee for receiving complaints of sexual harassment. Under the Maternity Benefit Amendment Act 2017, maternity leave was raised from 12 to 26 weeks to ensure women do not have to leave the workforce because of bearing a child, and so that they get the time to concentrate on their physical well-being. Laws are important to ensure a system is in place that ensures justice and provides for a redressal mechanism in case someone somewhere is denied justice. But our goal should be to work for a society that doesn't need reminding that women are equal. It's a fact as obvious as the truth that the earth exists. We can start by relieving women of the high responsibilities that are exclusively theirs. women are often said to as the embodiment of sacrifice. In reality, we have been denying them their rights while conditioning them to accept it and calling it sacrifice. Yes, most women work double as much as men do since they are responsible for both the home and the office. It would be good if men made an effort to exemplify this sacrifice by sharing duties. Any value that is true for women is true for men as well. By praising women for having the same principles that they choose not to have because it doesn't benefit them, they shouldn't get away with it. Harassment is unacceptable. Ignoring harassment is not acceptable. It is likewise unacceptable to expect women to handle this issue on their own. Call it out collectively, said Minister Bhupender Yadav. This is Anjana signing off. Do like and share this video. For further updates, subscribe to Kaumudy Global.